Hi, my name is Sands Hall, and I'm part of the Playwrights Collective, the Nevada County Playwrights Collective. And my play that is being produced on the 26th and the 28th of June through the showcase is called Choices. And I just want to talk a little bit about its inspirations. One is that I was a server for a very long time in Los Angeles and New York City, and even in Iowa City, where I was putting myself through graduate school at the Iowa Writers Workshop, working in a fish restaurant in Iowa City. And I just realized how often it's true, and I know that the servers out there will know this is true, how often that you can come up to a table and you feel this tension between the two people sitting there, and you know that in the course of an evening you can help to change that dynamic. And there's something very uplifting and inspiring about that possibility that sometimes you can happen. So that was one thing. And the other thing is I was fortunate enough to be a professor of English and creative writing at a college back east called Franklin and Marshall. And one of the classes I was lucky enough to teach, I sort of asked if I could teach it. They gave me permission, was Intro to Myth and Fairy Tale. And this gave me the opportunity to dive into things that I hadn't looked at in a long time or never looked at before. And one of those things was the Epic of Gilgamesh, which I think I'd last studied as a freshman in philosophy class or something. And one of the things I appreciated about Epic of Gilgamesh is that it mirrors the Noah story, except the character in Gilgamesh is named Utnapishtim. But the same thing happens in the Epic of Gilgamesh, it's gods, and in, of course, the Bible, Noah's story, it's a god, the god. And they are both told to, that sins have come onto the earth, and the gods say, build a large boat and get, animals onto it and plants onto it, because I'm going to flood the world. And so in the Epic of Gilgamesh, what happens is that the gods indeed do that, just as happens with the Noah flood. But they are so horrified by the wreckage that they have created on earth and the amount of anguish and sorrow and pain and destruction that they're responsible for, that in versions that I have read, they retreat from earth and they say, I'm not going to be involved, we're not going to be involved in dictating human behavior ever again. And I just really appreciated that perspective on what a god could have, or gods could have, that degree of anguish and sorrow and guilt. And so how those two things, the waitress and the Epic of Gilgamesh, being a waitress and the Epic of Gilgamesh, come together is something I hope you'll come see when you come see my play Choices.